What's going on, everybody? It's CryptoVision here, back again with another crypto market deep dive. Today's video, we're going to be checking out DEGEN. All my DEGENs, hit that like button, subscribe for more. We're going to get into the weekly chart, the daily chart, hourly chart, see what the heck is going on with this thing. If you're interested in a free Discord, I offer that. Check it out in the description. If you're bearish, if you're bullish, if you're neutral, if you like crypto, precious metals, traditional stocks, we talk about everything there. If you're interested in a paid Patreon membership, deep dives, many tools at your disposal, you can go ahead and check that out. Before you buy, you get to look at everything. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So we got DGen here on the weekly chart. Really has been going sideways. I mean, since down through, I'm going to say December or February 2nd. Okay, February 2nd, completely sideways. Okay, completely sideways. No real setup. Nothing really going on. I mean, if we really want to talk about something going on, nothing has closed down below this candle right through here. So in reality, you could have some really ugly 1-2 setup, like a really ugly 1-2 setup. The three candles going up is there's room to be desired, right? There's room to be desired. We have this idea of April 20th, where DGen is going to come up with a decision. Okay, you got to come up with a decision when you're going sideways like this. It's not just always sideways. You either got to come down and then go sideways, or go up and keep going sideways, and then you get to break out. Okay. Um, so right now, if I'm being honest, the way that these candles are positioned is I'm leaning more towards, coming up through here, possibly rejecting, taking out some lows, and then coming and going sideways. It just doesn't look very good. So taking out those lows would be definitely on the table. Unless you come up through here and you break 764 and you start closing above 764, that'd be a really good look. And then we can target 145. All these levels, nothing is changing on these levels. We have that 145 level. We have after that we have the 318 level, and then we're starting to get into some nice price action, right? That 5, right? That half a cent, that 5.4 level, and then that 9, pretty much 1 penny. Okay. Other than that, we do have higher levels, right? We do have higher targets. We have targets going up all the way, taking out, almost all-time highs. Okay, about 3 cents. That would be incredible. That'd be an incredible move from where it is right now. I mean, DGen is down here at 0.0007. That's like what, 50x or something? Sorry, 37x, 38x. That's crazy. That's crazy. 38x. Okay, so that's a big move. That's a big move. It's a $16 million asset. This thing can go. This thing can move. Remember, as always, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my ideas. These are my levels. Okay, so make sure that you have a plan and stick to a plan. Okay, that's one of the benefits that the paid Patreon memberships get. We go through a Profit Lab series of how to manage portfolios, how to manage trades, how to manage take profit levels, how to manage stop loss levels. So, like I said, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, I think it has a high value for what the cost is. Okay, big reason why I'm also kind of bearish is, you had these three candles, those three soldiers. When you have three little soldiers like that, typically it's bearish, right? Typically it's bearish, right? You had one right through here. If we invert that, okay, you had three soldiers and then you had this nice move. Okay, it is a $16 million asset, like we've said multiple times. So you really could just do whatever you want. If you want, three candles going to the upside, right? You need bigger candles. You need bigger candles. Doing this down through here is not. It's just there's not a lot of volume. There's not a lot of interest. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at the indicators. We've had bullish divergence all the way from November 2025 all the way to February 2026. So multiple months of bullish divergence. Your stochastic is trying to get up to this 100 level, which is very good. It's what you want to see. Okay, it's what you want to see. Your RSI, I believe you're above the moving average on your RSI. You are. You're above the moving average on your RSI. So there's reasons to believe that, DGen can do something, right? That DGen can actually make a move. If a market maker comes by and means $16 million asset, they put in 16 million, that goes up 100%. That's the kind of market cap that DGen is working with, and it's on Coinbase. It's a base layer 3. It's not just a meme coin, right? It's not just a meme coin. Okay. The 2-week chart, I don't think there was a buy signal on the 2-week chart. There was a buy signal on the 2-week chart. The 3-week chart, I don't know if there's enough data. There's not enough data. Not enough data. It's kind of lagging a little bit, if I'm being honest. What is going on? Not really populating. Okay. What the 4-day? All these other charts are just taking a really long time. Okay, let's look at the 4-day. 4-day chart. Look at that. The 50 is right. I mean, both of these are coming right to these targets. Right to these targets. I mean, we could get a move here. I mean, April 20th, we have that April 20th, April 23rd, you know, down through here. We're looking for a move, right? Does it have to be to the upside? No, but, you know, it is kind of nice to have a, not a exact date, but just a time frame. Okay, you know, are you expecting a move to the upside? Okay, this is when I expect it. Are you expecting a move to the downside? Okay, this is when I expect it. So we're expecting a move. Can it come back down and take out lows? Of course it can. I mean, look at DEGEN. Look at this thing. Of course it can. So we're looking for a move to the upside. Really need to close above this trend line. So, you know, you came up through here, you rejected a bunch through here, you rejected right through here. So that sell side wall is still strong. I mean, you can't deny that sell side wall. Bullish divergence back through here with nothing really playing out. You had bullish divergence through here, and then you saw a very large move. But again, you know, I covered this on Jasmine. Jasmine had so many bullish divergences, and it's almost frustrating, right? When we have 1, 2, 3 bullish divergence over, you know, from October to January. You know, you'd expect something, but market makers they've crippled crypto, no pun intended. But you know, the more that they do that, the more I'm bullish on it. The more that someone is trying to, you know, suppress an asset, the more I get bullish on it, because it will break. The dam will break, in my opinion. Right? These are my opinions. These are my ideas, and that's why I'm investing in crypto, because I do believe the dam is going to break. I do believe banks have been shorting, right? Because banks are at war with crypto right now based on the yields and all that fun information and non-TA stuff, more so news stuff. I do believe banks are shorting crypto. I believe banks are trying to take crypto out so they can remain the currency of the world. But fiat is going to die. Fiat is on the verge of dying, and that's why you have banks and you know, accepting stablecoin yields at this point. On the daily chart, this is actually looking promising. Over here is really ugly. This is all really ugly. Okay, really, really, really ugly. I mean, you got like 3 waves up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. You know, let's have like a 1, 2, 3 back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back down. So, you know, just an ugly, 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 ugly pattern through here. Ugly, really ugly pattern through here. But this is nice when you get something like this and you start flagging out, but it is still 3 up and you got 3 back down. Okay, so we're going to look at this real quick. This actually looks like almost like a 1-2 setup right through here. A 1-2 setup. Look at that. Hit that 4-2-7-2. Okay. It is DEGEN, so this thing can move and groove fairly quickly. Okay, so you realistically could have like a 1-2, A, B, and you come up. You got to impulse, so you can't do something like this. You can't do something like that. You got to go. You got to like go. All right, go. So let's see what this thing can come back down to. I don't want to use this, but I'll use this. We'll use that. Wow, that's almost perfect. Almost perfect. What is this? 723. What did this come down to? The low. 723. Wow, 723. So you're staying above the 382. Okay. I mean, as long as you're staying above the 382, that is good. That is very good. That's very, very, very good. So let's say that the low. Let's say the low is in. I don't know about that. It does look like you could take this out, right? Have A, B, C come back down to the 618. Okay, so 693. We're going to take 693. We're going to use 693. Okay. We're having some fun with DEGEN because it's going to be fun when it starts to run. 693 right through here. So we would expect a 1 to the 1618 right through here. Something through there. So you'd have like a 1, 2, A, B, C for your third wave. So you'd have a 1, 2, 3, come back down 4, and then you come up for a 5. Hopefully something up here. You got to take out these highs. You got to take all that stuff out. You got to take it out and start building up a nice structure. Okay, then you would have, right, the way that you know how I roll, right? You'd have a 1, 2, you'd have a 3, come back down 4, 5. So you'd have a 1, you'd need a 2. Okay, back test a level that is giving you some real problems, right? Back test a level. It is a $16 million asset, so I do believe pullbacks are going to be fairly deep and fairly volatile. But then the next move can actually take you up through here, you got to get up to that 3-1 level, and really once you break that 3-1 level, that would be something important. We did hit the 4272, so realistically you could have like a almost a 1, 2, A, B. The C is the most impulsive. You really could come up through here like this. That would be great, right? Having a 1, 2, 3, come back down in a fourth wave. Use the 100, back test the 100. So then you can reach up to this 1, 4 and then start doing something up here. That's what you really want. You really want to take out this level, because that is, once you lost this level right here, let me get my chicken scratch out of the way. Once you lost this level right there, right, these candles right here, let me zoom in. Right here, right? That's what led to this last downfall. Okay, that's what really, you rejected that and it really hurt. Right, really hurt. So that's what we're looking to do. Really recapture that 1455 level. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't change out the levels, right? And so, when we talk about these levels and they're not going to change, when we come back and after DEGEN has broken out and gone crazy, these levels, I'm going to reflect on these levels and be like, hey, this is what happened. This is what we're going to do moving forward. Because similar to Jasmine, if you're interested in looking at what let me just pull it up over here, what a chart can actually look like, right? With key levels, what a chart could actually look like, right? With something. This is how something could look, right? With key levels is, let me zoom in real quick, and disregard the price. We're not worried about the price. We're just worried about price action and how it reacts to trend lines, key levels, things of that nature. Okay, so you're coming up through here, you're finding resistance at some of these key levels. Okay, you come back and you back test a key level. You break out, you test a trend line. Okay, key levels all throughout here. Okay, so it's a roller coaster of emotions, right? It's a roller coaster. You're going crazy, you're coming back down. You're going crazy, you're coming back down. And these are large moves to the upside and to the downside. Okay, just from this key level to this level, this was an 800% move. Well, guess what? This was probably a 40, if I remember correctly, a 40 to 50% move, a 51% move to the downside. Right, large moves. And so DEGEN is not going to be any stranger to this. Okay, DEGEN's not going to be any stranger to this. DEGEN, when it starts to go, there's going to be large candles to the upside and to the downside. So now is the time to get a plan going. Now is the time to start thinking about, okay, what am I comfortable selling at? What am I comfortable buying at? Things of that nature. Oh yeah, and when you look at this is very nice. So we got a 1, 2. Got this 1, 2. Look at this. I mean, this is not a. This looks like a correction up and through here. This looks like a correction. This looks like, whoa, this is, okay, this is interesting, okay? So we do have this, like I've said, you got this 1, 2. It's almost just like a flat pattern. If you don't know what flat patterns are, there's multiple types of flat patterns, okay? You have your regular flat, just your regular correction, where you come down in A, B, C. Okay, that's a regular correction. But a flat, a flat, there's two types of flats. So you have an expanded flat, okay, where your B wave, so you came down in 3, you come up in 3, so your B wave is taking out your highs, okay? Okay, so this is an expanded flat, okay? So your B wave takes out the highs, and then your C wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, takes out the lows. That does look like it wants to take out the lows. It really does. This looks like a 1, 2, 3, for, it looks like it wants to come down for a fifth wave. So we were talking about that 693 level, remember? Come down through here, take out 693. Okay, so you'd really have an A, B, C down through here like this. And then you can get going, right? Then you can get going. Okay, so that's an expanded flat. A running flat is when you have this, right? When you have an A wave, this overshooting B wave again, okay? But then your C wave is higher. There's a higher low. Higher low. So obviously we haven't done that, okay? Because the pattern would have looked like this. Sorry, my chicken scratch is sometimes terrible. Okay, you would have been trading in this channel, come right through here, then you go break out. But we didn't have that, okay? So we can eliminate that. So it's not a running flat. It does look like an expanded flat correction pattern, which you would expect with something as ugly as DEGEN the past. You know, this has been fairly ugly. But the move still stands, right? You have this 1, 2, beautiful. You have an A, B, and then you got to come up for that C wave, hopefully, for your third wave, and then you come down for a fourth wave, then you go up for a fifth wave. Okay, so that's the idea. For me personally, that's the idea. You know, I put my ideas out there, my full ideas. If you guys have questions, concerns, leave it in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you guys are interested in a free Discord, right? Free Discord, you're bearish, you're bullish, and neutral, just for ideas, looking at macro charts, in-depth charts, precious metal charts, traditional stock charts. I post those for free. If you're interested in a paid Patreon membership, more in-depth, more tools at your disposal, more ideas, key levels, actual key levels, right? Not just generic macro level stuff, like actual key levels and what I'm doing, how I'm managing my portfolio. That is through the paid Patreon membership. As always, I thank you for your time. I thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take it easy. Peace.